So let us bide our time until the cycle begins anew. Best make ourselves as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Thus you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Wilfred and the Lone Minstrel reveal to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Elodiel. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening, Wilfred finds you off on your own.
There's a room this time.
Well, my boy, this time once more. Come and see. Wilfred indicates the sky, and through the snow, you see that he is right. Soon all of your companions are gathered. Wilfred regards the group in his steady manner. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles: Brighton, Eriza, and Orlek. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning in their ways. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites, the Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when next we earned our way into the liberation rite, Orlek was anointed to return. He had long been in exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. The little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre. Thus Orlek earned his freedom. However, just as the shimmer pool was to engulf him, Eriza, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool. But she thought the warnings were a myth and paid the price. She was always restless. I presumed Orlek perished too, to survive a fall from Mount Elodiel. I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I frankly still do not hold Eriza, I don't know, entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible, for it put us in this desperate situation. And I resist the urge to think the rites may partly be to blame as well for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Wilfred breathes a deep sigh. Now I see that Orlek yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion. And even the stars are fading, perhaps a signal that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided, and that they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each one of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings and our plan need all the help that they can get, and so I have made a decision, which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings, and Rita, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter, I admit, although I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for all our resources to be brought to bear. So, if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, Arita shall determine where we are headed, come first light. Wolfred bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks, then, one by one, salute him in turn. Wolfred stands ready to conduct the rites again. Welcome him back to the ranks. Once more do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue towards salvation. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. Choose your path towards salvation. Okay, we need to plan this once again. The withdrawn are the problem and we wish to avoid problems as long as possible, however we might not be able to do so. Indeed, the withdrawn are the ones that stand closest to the top. So our options are thus. We can lose the dissidents and boost the dissidents up, and then meet them in the liberation rites. We can also probably do so with the accusers, however I would wish not to do so. Meeting the dissidents in the liberation rites would be cool for the coolness factor, but I'm not sure if I would win. Meeting the withdrawn in the liberation rites, now that's the worst possible outcome, so let us not do that. So, we have Lou the Vernal Star, Sir Deluge is waiting here. We don't necessarily need to care about the Pyre Hearts. The Pyre Hearts are way too down in the leaderboard, so they are not going to cause any issues. What else do we have? We have Gold the South Star for the accusers. Don't really care about that. How about something else? Let's Lou Chastity. And Chastity is in the running, but not exactly in the running in a major way. We could just train against the Pyre Hearts, because the Pyre Hearts are probably not going to be able to make it to the top anyway. Chastity just might, as could the accusers. We lost the not the accusers, we lost the Chastity once. I think I'm going to want to go against the... actually, getting to know what the situation with the accusers is possibly something that we might want to do. Because it's been a while since we last met the accusers. If we can kick them down, then that raises the Chastity up. We might be able to meet the dissidents, or, well, we're likely to meet either the dissidents or the withdrawn. Probably both as options later on. I need to kick the withdrawn down or bring the dissidents back up. Because I would rather meet the dissidents in the liberation rite rather than the withdrawn. So let us go against the accusers. Very well then, Rita. Once more you shall face Lendl and the accusers when next the stars align. We may set course for the Ridge of Call at dawn. For now, please get some rest in the remaining dark of night. Indeed we shall. Indeed we shall.
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader.
Ooh. Hello.
Yet an awful rumor reached me recently that you have within your retinue a traitor
Really?
to the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you?
Why would I?
I trust your time within the downside would have taught you that.
Traitors? I don't know of such things. You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow, the voice, which thus far has reached you only in the rites, has found its way into your sleep as well. You shake free of it. The time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. So we shall. So we shall. Oi! What the bloody blazes? Barker notices your wagon at his flank there and begins to laugh. Well, if it isn't the Nightwings flaunting their fancy little flying wagon, eh? You think you're better than us, mates, eh? Pah! You ain't better than the dung I stepped in last night. Now get out of here, or I've mind to leap on over there and rip your gizzards out, you hear me? Oops, sorry. Oh, look at the dissidents are amazing, but their leader sure is not that well-mannered. Your flight takes you near to where you breached past Stormwall into the Deathless Tempest. Within the climate of the downside intensifying, you wonder if the storm has spilled forth from its confines and started to ravage other regions of the land. Indeed. Hopefully the Ridge of Gaul is still as welcoming as it used to be. It sure would be nasty if the Ridge of Gaul were to turn into a nasty wasteland as well. Ah, there we go. Yonder lies the Ridge of Gaul. Somewhat less imposing when viewed from this vantage point, don't you agree, reader? The myths of the downside hold that it is no mere ridge of stone, the remains of Lord Gandroth, once slain by Golgolathanion himself. Though, perhaps such tales are of little import now, and you stand to confront the accusers there in just a short while. So where shall we land? Hollow Roots, Jody, Vocations, or... The southern route to Ridge of Gaul goes through a humid area pocked with hot springs. Unusual presence, bearing word of your adversary Lendl. Let's listen to what this word may have to say, because I am curious. Oh, hello. Oh, it's Wolfred. There. Wolfred appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as he approaches you. Hello, my boy. I was just on my way out to make a drop. Report a bit of progress our supporters on the other side should like to know. It is not clear to you as yet exactly how Wolfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain that such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach. Most of the time, at least. It is not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hard-working as the rest of us, or, dare I say, more so. Most imps lack the capacity to do that job. They, of course, cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the downside. They can squeeze much closer than any of us. Wolfred offers to tell you more of his process. It seems that he has been using certain imps to relay messages to his agents in the Commonwealth for some time now. On that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Rookie would likely be familiar with them. In the and my agents intercept the messages as they arrive. The messages are coded, in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes, but even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan. I could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks in no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to our cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in numbers while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us. Whether due to apathy or fear or lack of willingness to see our nation do as we do, blah 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 blah. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before my exile. Many were former students, from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It was clear then who among us did not take the common view. These days I report to them our progress, and they in turn report theirs back. From that assessment, I update the estimation of our plan's success. The chances of success increase substantially each time we liberate one of our own. Those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather strength regardless, knowing of our efforts. And thus do we inspire each other, not unlike dynamics which I see among the Nightwings here. Now, good afternoon then, reader. I have a delivery to make. He strides out of the wagon bearing a sealed message. Indeed. Let us contact the apparition. As you walk through a dark corner of Bloomingpool, you sense a presence of some sort, which reaches out to you. It presents to you a vision of the adversary you expect to face in the coming rite. The apparition is aware of your next adversary in the rites, Lendl. It offers to sway the coming rite against him in your favor. Accept, and your adversary shall suffer a misfortune that inhibits his performance. Nothing permanent, it claims. Decline, and the apparition shall extend its offer to Lendl instead. I mean, this seems like we are going against the protocol here. We are basically cheating at this point, but do I want to offer them the chance to cheat? No, the plan is way too important for us to pass this kind of an opportunity by, particularly if they intend to use these abilities against us. You thank the apparition for its generous offer and accept what it proposed. A moment later, the apparition folds in on itself and disappears. As you head back to the Black Wagon, you cannot help but wonder what exactly it intends to do. Lendl shall suffer -2 presence in the next rite. Victory at any cost. Indeed, particularly now that I have to pick yet another one of those nasty, nasty Titan stars. The wagon comes to a sudden stop after a near miss with someone or something that got right in its path. At first you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then a voice rings out from off to the side of your path. The friendly yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for a question as to who it is. Hey guys, so maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time, I guess? You must have scared that half to death. I mean, just look at him. It's good running into you like this, because I got you a really special deal. Oh, thanks for the bits, Arch. Yeah, I totally get it. It's this is very spoilery. Got some pretty out of there stuff on hand, and it's been slowing us a bit, to be completely honest here. Something about him, I don't know, but that just hasn't been himself. Oh, but once we open the shop, why, these little numbers, they're gonna go flying off the shelves. And you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift, cause you're headed to the Grid of Gold, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? Falcon Run, this is not a good time. Not a good time at all. You'll get there. The Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have room enough for Falcon Run, barely, at least for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he is transporting right now. I wonder whether you should get involved. I'm sorry, Falcon Run, but I kinda, can't. I can't risk it because I know you're transporting garbage, and this garbage is going to come and it's going to slow us down. It's going to cause problems in the rides, and I just cannot do that. So, Ron, just head on your own way, please. I'm trying to win here. Falcon Ron seems to not be in any real danger. You express your regrets while explaining to him that there simply is no available room in the Black Wagon at this time. Oh, okay guys, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do at stuff, I guess, so Dad and I will be seeing you around, okay? And for these thingers I picked up. Now, don't you be surprised that they're all out of stock by when you visit me next time, okay? Cause I can't hold them in reserve for you, they are way too popular right now. They are cursed artifacts. Ron. They are cursed artifacts. Nobody cares. He waves you away. Now come on, Dad, put your back into it already. We ain't got that far. At least one of your fellow exiles breathes a sigh of relief as you prepare to set forth again. Yep, that's basically the way you get access to the cursed artifacts, but we already have access to them if we care. I don't. When you arrive at the Reach of Gold, you observe the slug market is nowhere to be found. For once it seems you have arrived at your destination sooner than Falcon Run. Oh, that's what it means. Well, I don't think that matters too much. It just means that no barter this time. It's not really that big of a deal. Once more you have returned to the Reach of Gold, and your companions stand ready beneath a still night sky, awaiting the commencement of the rites. You overhear some of their words to one another as you await the signal in the stars. He said we're going to face the accusers tonight? Perhaps they shall bring new strategies to bear this night. Just then you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent. Okay, so does that mean, yep, 6 Titan stars have to be active? So it's going to get really tricky. I think this is going to go all the way to like maximum. So eventually we're going to have all of these enabled at the same time. That's going to get really tricky. Okay, well I think we did well with the presence. Is there something else that we can maybe enable? I don't want to touch Islok until it's absolutely necessary. Sylvia's Horsehead? They will not be banished if they plunge into the Pyre. That means we're going to always be up against 3v3 or 2v3. I don't like that. I don't like those odds. I guess Hope, Limbless Arizek. That's like the sanest thing. To be fair, they can catch up to me even with their stamina. Time Singer Horn might not be a good idea. I would have to be super fast. But then again, Hope is basically Shaxx. It's basically Shaxx Light. Yeah, let's go with Time Singer Horn. That's 3 stars. Let's see how difficult this gets. So now they will be sprinting all over the place. We need to be super careful.
Reader, or should I say deceiver?
No.
For I detect another exile in your ranks. The exile Wolfred Sandalwood himself, that cursed sap. I ought to have known he was behind all this. He has no love for our sacred tradition. Yet you would heed his poisoned words over mine own? I thought that we were friends.
Well, no.
Then fine. Let us return to a more formal distance.
So yeah, basically, our good old friend, the narrator or the announcer, the voice, is once again going to start, you know, being a little bit more pessimistic about our success. The adversaries whom you were to confront when instead you had your run-in with Orlek have assembled at the opposite side of the clearing, and their pyre burns bright. Lendl emerges from the ranks of the accusers and calls out to the rest of you. You Nightwings, you thought that demon thug you sent to waylay us would be enough to stay us from our true path. You utter scum! Each time I think that I have seen the lowest depths of your treachery, you manage to surprise me yet again. The accusers seem all the more determined to prevail against you after Orlek denied their chance to stand against you last time. Rita, my boy, let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to the rites, a tradition that I had once disavowed. And now that I've donned the raiments, the voice knows I am here. It is no matter really, for our plan is well in motion. All that remains for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task as best I can. Let us see now whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use.
And there he is at last, alive and well. I know that you can hear me, Sandalwood.
So,
You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth.
I know.
Plant your little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here.
I know.
Now, good evening to you.
Yep, good evening to you as well. So yeah, Wolfred has a shield that protects him from any possible auras. He can also blink between places, but he moves very slowly and does not sprint. And as a defensive, Wolfred spawns saplings, and these are basically a very good defensive mechanic. Now then, Nightwings, I look forward to conducting with you all, if and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand as a triumvirate together. They have an ashen call, we have to respond.
Now, your band of traitors.
No. I think we may actually bring in Wolfred immediately, because Wolfred is actually decent at this. But we do need the ashen call. And where... oh, there, here it is. There we go. There is nothing else for Wolfred, so we're going to just put the ashen call on Wolfred. And we're going to bring in Wolfred as a defensive, because Wolfred needs to level up.
Wolfred.
And Wolfred has plenty of inspiration to draw from. Okay, what else do they have? They have a team of nomads. So they are going to be fairly mediocre. Which means that it's good time to bring in our good friend Sir Gilman.
Sir Gilman.
And Xei hasn't been in the races for a while now. And the bouncing off of objects is not that great. We could be quicker, I guess. Or grasp the orb, all stamina back. So that means basically we can rush the orb and just do a quick jump. Or we can just be super fast. How fast is Gilman? Gilman is like 20 something. So it's not going to be quite as fast, so it doesn't really matter. Or we could leech. Leeching is good. We can always offset stuff with leeching. Let us do so once more.
Say, very well.
For the glory of the Nightwings! Come then, Nightwings, we are prepared for you.
Begin.
Oh, no.
Beware the adversary's aura.
Oh, frick, I miscalculated that so bad. Oh, frick. However, you seem to have miscalculated as well.
Honor of the scribes. That one almost got through.
Nope, it didn't. Ah, frick. Oh, but this is tricky. Yeah, try to figure that one out. Ah, frick.
Nightwings go.
Uh,
Now there's a proper dousing.
well, we'll figure this one out.
Absolution. Alas for Lendl. Deliverance. Perhaps you are worthy.
Ah, frick, I should have jumped.
An opportunity.
Ah, frick. Oh, he jumped at the last moment.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents.
Ah, frick.
Banished each in turn.
Gilman, show your No, don't show mercy, show power. Because power is what we need.
Too close to call who shall prevail as yet.
Ah, frick.
Rise,
No!
Lendl snuffed out some of your flame.
We cannot keep trading. This trading needs to stop. Stat.
To ruin. What happened there?
I have no idea, but it wasn't good.
Resplendent.
Yeah, this trading cannot last. It's just...
A banishment.
Yeah, you try to figure this one out. Oh, free! No.
A decisive blow. Your pyre shall soon be ashes on the ground. None left unscathed.
Ah, frick. Oh, god damn it. I'm not losing to the accusers. This is... You soon shall find that we have much more where that came from. Okay, this needs to end now. He is not good in any way, shape or form.
Somebody get the orb.
Oh, no.
The orb, take it. Say plunged into the pyre.
Okay. That gets us a little bit of safety margin, but not a whole lot. No, fucking goddammit. Well, there goes the safety margin. Ah, frick. Okay,
Headlong goes Sir Gilman into flame. Glorious.
Ah, no. Okay, we still have a chance, although it is getting slim.
Their pyre sputters.
Ah, so close.
All three Nightwings poof. And it is done.
The accusers win. God damn it.
The accusers prevail. Better them than traitors such as you.
Screw you. It was tough.
The right is ended. Trasetastium.
You low-life Nightwings. May you savor every taste of the bitter defeat that we prepared for you this eve. Ah, damn it. Know that this was only the beginning, for I trust we soon shall meet atop Mount Alodial. Then may I be rid of you at last, and rid of this damn place besides. Pay no heed to Lendel's empty threats. Should we face him in the liberation rites, his anger will impair his judgment.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
That was nasty. Very nasty.
Until the next rite.
You know what I'm going to do? Because we liberated one person already. We have played for 1 hour 40 minutes. My voice is starting to go a little bit. And we just faced off against a nasty foe. Lost. And I don't feel like I have the capacity to continue further. I think I'm going to more or less leave it here. Next time we're going to have to figure out whom we go against next time so that we don't screw this up for ourselves. Back at the Black Wagon, you are taking some time to recover after failing to prevail over the accusers in your latest rite when Wolfred approaches. An unfortunate result, my boy, though I am confident we can do better. We have the means. There is always the Beyonder crystal there if you need it. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan, if we can get the better of our adversaries. Come then, let us see whom we shall square against, when next the stars align. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Let's pick our next opponents, but after that I'm just going to call it done. Okay, whom do we go against? That didn't even bring the accusers up to the... I think we have to kick the withdrawn. That's like the only way. Or we can lose to the dissidents, that's an alternative, but I'd rather not. The dissidents are here. Pyre Heart's here. I think after this we might yet have one more chance. I don't want to bank on losing to the dissidents to get the withdrawn pushed down. So I guess I'm going to go against the chastity. The Pyre hearts don't matter, but the chastity don't really either. Plus, I kind of feel like I might want to take my revenge on the chastity since they won me last time. Actually, did they? No, they didn't. Wait, or did they? I think they sort of did. Maybe? I don't know. But we're going to go against the chastity next time. The stars reveal to you a path towards the Isle of Kelmer, where the rise shall soon continue. Come morning, your travels shall continue. For now, everyone needs rest. Including myself. Let us check what Jodariel has to say, though. You approach Jodariel, who seems to be busy planning something, or explaining something to Sir Gilman. And so, fainting left against them proves to be reliable. They're all led with the right wings when they choose to strike. They are quick, but can leave themselves quite vulnerable. Such sage counsel, madam! This knight feels most emboldened, should he ever again be forced to confront the high-wing remnants in single combat. Pray you never shall. Being here, I suppose it is unlikely. She notices you then. Rita, the good knight and I were just comparing our survival strategies we picked up on the Blood Border, reminiscing on old times, it could be called. Indeed! The good Jodariel has volunteered to become this knight's master-at-arms, should we ever achieve our liberty together, and this knight humbly accepted. What? I said no such thing. I owe you nothing, worm. Ah, but the finest lessons are the harshest made, madame. This knight is overjoyed that you would thusly train him as your protege. Rita, spare me, please. I somehow managed to steer the subject back to military tactics. This knight is most impressed with your familiarity with the finer points of being sliced to ribbons by the high-wing remnants, Master Rita. Sir Gilman and Jodariel continue the conversation for some time, in the sense that they are relatively good, in relatively good spirits, all things considered. Certainly. Next time, we shall continue our journey. For now, I will bid thee farewell.